Hello, guys. Welcome back to Chamber of Chess. Today, we're about to discuss the final game played in the 2023 US Championship. It's the last round, and Mishra Abnimanyu is playing against Levon Aronian. Here, Mishra is playing white, and what we can say about the position is that white is much better positionally. There is no extra material, nothing, but white pieces are, let's say, not attacking, but aiming at the enemy one. So knight aiming for the bishop, rook aiming for the pawn, though it's protected, but still there is no pawn behind supporting it. It's potentially weak pawn. Now, the logical continuation of the aiming idea is bishop f1 to a6 pawn. So the moment the rook moves away, we can trade and get the pawn on a6. And f7. Now, another important thing about bishops is since bishops and pawns attack diagonally, you want to have pawns on the opposite color of your bishop. So basically, if the bishop is white color, or we say light color bishop, the pawns should be on dark colors, which means b4 is supporting the knight and positionally correct way to improve your position. Getting the king closer to the center, and a3. So pawns are located on dark squares supporting the knight and covering the dark square over here, while bishop is covering the white diagonal and aiming for the pawn. Maybe potentially it would have been possible to take it here, but I mean, it's fine, but there is some kind of possibility of this, discover check. So I guess, and the double rook endgame, which is quite fine, but I guess White just didn't want to go for it. He chose to keep the positional pressure rather than trades. Knight b3. Nice idea to put the knight on a more active position. Same, so aiming at h3, though it's protected. But still, black tried to go for some kind of counterattack. Knight d4, excellent way to put a knight. It's a really great square, blocking enemy pawn, because knight is the only piece that can attack some, like neighboring squares like f5. It's a weak pawn too, by the way. And I mean, nothing else can do that, bishops or like rooks. But knight is an excellent attacker over here. Rook h5. And what we want to do is just get more space. a4, create a pass pawn, and penetrate enemy territory. So if we divide the board 4 and 4, these squares are white territory and these are black. So we really want to put our pieces here near the black king. Bishop a6, rook b1, and here where black resigned, mostly just because of maybe this threat potentially. I don't see why not. Yeah, it was still possible. We're going for a rook endgame, and because of this strong pawn, we're able to win. Rook d1, rook a1, rook d1 might be better. Attack the pawn, and just go for it. So here where black resigned, mostly because white's rooks are just tearing apart the black king's position. So this video was mostly about positional evaluation, and back from here we can say that white made a great improvement in positional development. So bishop f1, then putting your pawns on the opposite color of your bishop. So if it's a white square bishop, you want to have your pawns on dark squares. In contrast to this bishop, which is just protecting his pawns and has nowhere to go at all. This bishop, though, is aiming for the enemy pieces. and putting the knight in the center, blocking enemy pawn and attacking the other weak points. Putting more pressure, just a pressure, it's not an attack, but still it's a nice improvement. Making a pass pawn and putting the rooks in the enemy space. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'm about to see you next time. Have a good one.